Welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking, of course, as always, about Wrexham Football Club. Today we're back with the transfer videos, and today we are discussing a rumour that has gone round in the past 24 hours, which might be the craziest one we've heard at Wrexham Football Club post-takeover. But before we get going in today's video, if you'd like to see more Wrexham AFC content on YouTube, this is the place to be. Make sure to get down there and click the red subscribe button. On the road to 26,000 subscribers. So if you are new watching this and you haven't got down there and clicked the red subscribe button, please consider doing so. Let's go for 450 likes on today's transfer video. And without further ado, let's get talking about this ridiculous transfer rumour which seems to have some legs to it and could possibly happen in the next few weeks. So in the past 24 hours, multiple outlets online have tipped Wrexham Football Club to sign Leeds United striker Patrick Bamford in the upcoming January transfer window, with Serie A side Genoa also interested in signing him. Now, if there's any general EFL fans watching this, and if there's any long-serving Wrexham fans from the UK, you'll know if this transfer rumour would have come up 3-4 years ago, it would have just been absolutely crazy, and we'll get talking about why this is genuinely ludicrous later on in the video. So for everyone that isn't aware about Patrick Bamford, now Bamford's a name, like I said, that the majority of our fans will have heard of due to his time at Leeds United in the Premier League and in the Championship, most notably under Marcelo Bielsa in the Premier League for Leeds. Bamford is a 31-year-old striker and has been at the Yorkshire side since 2018. At his time at Leeds United, Bamford has scored 60 goals in 198 games. 23 of those goals have come in the 3 seasons that Leeds were in the Premier League, in the 2020-21 and the 21-22 season, and also in that 2021 season, the first season that Leeds United were in the Premier League, Bamford ended up joint 4th top scorer in the Premier League as Leeds finished 9th in a very successful season. Bamford led the line really well and progressed Leeds forward as a team and helped them secure that really good finish in the Premier League. Now, after that successful season for Leeds United, Bamford did actually get an England call-up where he made his first and only appearance for the Three Lions in a 4-0 win over Andorra in a World Cup qualifier. He played in the front three alongside Bukayo Saka and Jesse Lingard. And if we're talking generally on Patrick Bamford's career now, before his spell at Leeds United, he's been a lot of EFL teams higher up in the EFL pyramid, playing for the likes of Middlesbrough, Milton Keynes Dons, Crystal Palace, Norwich City, Burnley, etc. He's been around at a lot of teams. He's had some really successful seasons where, he's really hit the ground running and hit double digits, and then he's had these short loan spells where it's not quite kicked on. It's been quite an inconsistent career for Patrick Bamford. Of course, he really nailed on at Leeds United under Bielsa, and they've had a couple of manager changes since then: Sam Allardyce, Jesse Marsh, and now Daniel Farke, and he seems to be out of favour with all 3 of those managers, and Bielsa was the one that really gave him his chance and really got the best out of Patrick Bamford. But like I said, he's been at loads of other EFL clubs and he's totalled 122 career goals, all at a high level, don't get me wrong. Don't think he's played any lower than League One, so he's had a good career, he's experienced as well, so that could be one of the reasons why Phil Parkinson does want to get Patrick Bamford tied down at Wrexham Football Club. And yeah, why are Wrexham after Patrick Bamford? Why are we going after such a big name? You might be thinking watching this, surely it's too big of a name, too big of a signing to make. Now, we're obviously seeing from this that Parky's obviously opting for that experienced striker to help us get across the line from League One to the Championship at the end of this season. Bamford definitely offers that experience. Like I said, 31 years old, he scored goals at Leeds United, he scored goals in the Championship and the Premier League, but there is a big but to this. Injuries and a lack of goals could possibly make us question this signing, especially for the reported £5 million price tag that has been put on Patrick Bamford and the current wage that he's on at Leeds United, which is around £50,000. So there are a lot of question marks regarding this signing, and there's no hiding the fact that Bamford, of course, is a natural goal scorer and has been for many, many years at a lot of different clubs: MK Dons, Leeds United, Middlesbrough. But in recent times, and we're talking now about 2-3 seasons, he has been plagued with injuries massively. Consistently throughout every single season, Bamford will sustain a long-term injury, and his career has never really taken off. Like I said, after that really successful first season in the Premier League for Leeds United, he was on fire that season. Injuries, like I said, and just a lengthy spell on the sideline for each season has meant he's not got back to full fitness and hasn't got back to the old Patrick Bamford, and we haven't seen the best of him, and we haven't seen the potential that he was possibly going to live up to when he was at the peak of his career at Leeds United. Yeah, and I think if we're looking at the games that Patrick Bamford has played since returning from injury, of course, he's featured quite a few times for Leeds, not scored that many goals, and I think we can even agree on this one. I remember at the start of the season watching a Leeds United game, Bamford came on, and I think there was a moment that went quite viral on Twitter of him taking a shot sort of at the corner of the box on the left-hand side, and it literally went in a straight line. So I think that sort of sums up Patrick Bamford's career at Leeds United since that 2021 season. But yeah, he's looked very poor in front of goal, and whether that's a confidence issue or he's just never fully recovered from these injuries that he has sustained. And there's no hiding the fact he's a really, really nice person, and you know, he has had a really good career behind him, and he's 31 years old now. I think he needs to make that right decision, but it is a massive, massive risk for Wrexham Football Club to go in with a multi-million-pound bid. It's no surprise Bamford would smash our transfer record out the window. Leeds United wouldn't accept anything less than 3 million in my opinion. So we really do need to take a long hard think about this possible signing, because like I said, injuries have been a consistent problem for Patrick Bamford over the past 3-4 seasons, so that's something we've got to keep in mind. And I think as a general football fan looking on the outside at Patrick Bamford as well, I'm really surprised he's still at Leeds United. I thought a move in the summer would have happened, even last summer as well. I thought his time was up at Leeds United last season. You know, he's really struggled to nail down that number 9 position as a striker and as a starter in the Leeds United lineup. It's clear to see Daniel Farke doesn't fancy him at Leeds United, so a move away is definitely possible, and whether that's a permanent move or it could be a loan until the end of the season, we really don't know. But like I said, the price tag that has currently been put on Patrick Bamford, possibly going to Italy, to Genoa, or dropping down to League One for Wrexham Football Club, Leeds United will probably be very stubborn when it comes to accepting a price of Patrick Bamford, because you know, they haven't got many strikers on the books at the minute. Although he's out of favour, I'm sure they'll want to get the right price tag for him, because yeah, you're losing a striker at the end of the day in such an important part of the season with the Leeds high flying, and that's something we'll have to get used to now if we are trying to poach players from higher up clubs. So yeah, I think a fresh challenge for Patrick Bamford personally is definitely needed. Game time, like I said, is non-existent at Leeds United this season, and with 2 or 3 players favoured over Patrick Bamford, it's probably best for him and the club that he does move on, because like I said, he's not getting the game time, he's struggling to find the confidence, and he is on a bumper wage at the Whites. So personally talking on this now, would I want Patrick Bamford? Would I want to see Wrexham splash millions and millions of pounds on 31-year-old striker Patrick Bamford? I'm going to stick it out there and I'm going to say, if we can get an injury-free Patrick Bamford, which is going to be very hard, then yes, I would like him. Would I like him for the £5 million price I put on him? No, the maximum I would pay for Patrick Bamford would probably be £2.5 million. Are we going to get him for that? No. Is that sort of indicating towards that I don't really want him and there are other options out there that we could get? Yes. And I think as well, we talked about injuries and confidence issues. They're two completely different things, and I think it would be so easy for Patrick Bamford to regain his confidence, like I said, at a fresh challenge at Wrexham Football Club. And with the squad we've got and with the coaching team, there would be no issue at all with, you know, him getting his confidence back, because it's going to be a struggle at Leeds to maintain that motivation levels when there are multiple strikers ahead of you. He would no doubtedly come to Wrexham if we can get a fully fit Patrick Bamford and be probably our best striker in the lineup. So, you know, that issue there regarding confidence wouldn't be a problem at all. However, it is a massive risk for us to go in for him, especially at 31 years old. It wouldn't have been bad if he was possibly mid-20s. He's 31, and yes, that's not really too old in terms of football career, but you've just got to look at his injuries. As he's got older, injuries have started to hit him further, and you know, he's a very injury-prone striker, and that is not what we need when we're going for, you know, all out for a striker. If we're going to spend all this cash that we've now got on a striker that's injury prone, we need a striker that's going to be consistent for us between now until the end of the season and further on in the seasons ahead. So he's not got a good history with injuries. So with the rumoured £5 to £7 million that people, you know, are saying that he is going to get if he is going to leave Leeds United, I'm going to say no on this transfer. Overall, you know, like I said, if we can guarantee an injury-free Bamford and a confident Bamford, then I would totally have him every day of the week. But overall on this one, as a whole, I'm going to have to say no, because there's too many red flags pointing towards this transfer, which sounds so arrogant as a Wrexham fan. You know, we're in League One, we're saying no to a Patrick Bamford striker that's, you know, nearly won the Golden Boot in the Premier League a few years ago, but I just don't think it would be a good move. Yes, I think Bamford does need to move away from Leeds to get that fresh challenge. Whether I want him at Wrexham or not is another question. I think there's more negatives than positives regarding this transfer, and it's a tough one to call as well, because we don't know what we would would expect with Patrick Bamford. We don't know if we could sign Bamford. He'd be, scoring double digits between now and the end of the season. His confidence would be sky high. He'd avoid all injuries, but it just does seem a bit of a risky move, and it would be bad enough if it was for around £500,000 to £1 million. But if we're set to splash £5 million on a player that's, not kept fit and played a consistent run of games for the past 3 seasons, yeah, it's a no from me, unfortunately. So yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Of course, Bamford is a striker. On the whole, is just, an all-round striker. He probably could do the dirty work up front. He's a natural goal scorer, like I said. He'll put the work in, and it's not worked out for him over the past couple of seasons, so he could need to get that move away to regain his confidence. There's clearly a striker there that can score goals, but the big issue is regarding his injuries. And, if he was injury-free, of course, we'd be saying, yes, get him in. I've had my say on it. Let me know yours in the comment section down below. Yeah, until then, take care, guys. You can probably guess the transfer videos are well and truly back. Of course, it's nearly coming up to January, and we're talking about signing a £5 million striker. So, yeah, crazy times at Wrexham Football Club. Like I said, drop a like, subscribe, do all that good stuff, and I'll see you in another video. Take care, guys. Up the town.